Okay, well, I took quite a few notes that we'll go back to it and talk about it. Right now, we'll move over to Susana, who has some insight into bycatch and a video for us as well, particularly where it relates to cetaceans, right? Excellent.
Bless you. Good afternoon, everyone. Be very welcome to our session, and I would like to start by thanking United by the Sea for this invitation, kind invitation to join such wonderful people like Liz Courtney and João Correia. It's really an honor for me to be here and to be able to present the work of our organization, ACCOBAMS. This time in the framework of this team about overfishing, but my thematic is a little bit different, but it's absolutely in line with overfishing if we consider bycatch of cetaceans taken during fishing operations. So I would like then to first say what ACCOBAMS is about. It's an organization, as I said, based on an international agreement that joined 24 countries from around the Mediterranean and the Black Sea and also the adjacent Atlantic area to the Mediterranean. And so these countries are very committed in conserving and protecting cetaceans populations, and to do so, the first objective is to understand the populations themselves, so in terms of abundance and distribution across the geographical area of ACCOBAMS, and secondly, also to understand more about what are the threats that these cetaceans face and how these threats can be reduced, so that the countries adopt measures, mitigation measures, and also management measures that will then be decoupled nationally. So there is a huge work to be done. I know that normally there is some skepticism in terms of there are many treaties, many organizations, and we're not getting there where we would like to be. But just imagine if there were no such organizations, if there were no such cooperation mechanisms that bring together states that have in common these objectives of keeping the oceans healthy and, of course, keeping also in mind that our survival depends on the survival of the oceans and of the biodiversity. So coming to the Mediterranean and the Black Seas, the Mediterranean is a hotspot of biodiversity, and it's a very important means for cetaceans' life. And from here, I would like to say, to call your attention in terms of, like many other species, cetaceans depend on healthy seas. And of course, they depend on the quality of the water and things like that. But they face actually many threats which are increasing, and this is a very worrying situation. And these threats are linked to the human activities. Of course, it's no surprise, but the maritime traffic is intense and increasing in the Mediterranean, as there are also the underwater noise that the human activities cause. There are the deactivation, for instance, of war bombs that are still in the seabed. There are also fishing activities that may cause unwanted interactions with cetaceans. So these are many activities that influence their life and their biological state. And so keeping these in mind, one of the most known threats is linked with interactions with the fishing sector. So it can be bycatch, but it can also be depredation, which is a situation that we are starting to talk more about nowadays, because given the declining of fish stocks and keeping in mind that cetaceans are also seeking for food and food sources, the fish that is caught by fishermen is of course very attractive, because of course it's an easy way of having access to food resource also for cetaceans. What I would like to present in terms of introduction to this film is that this film has been produced by Panos Karkanevatos Vergi Film Productions, and it is called An Important Job. This is a short fiction film created in the framework of a huge project, which is the bycatch project, and aiming at shedding light on the issue of bycatch of vulnerable species during fishing operations. So what the film intends to do is that through the art of cinema, the intention is to raise awareness on the importance of the important choice that fishermen are making every day in their lives in terms of making the future of the ocean sustainable. So An Important Job aims at highlighting this untold story. So I invite you to look at it. Thank you.